So the 2024 NFL regular season is coming to an end, which means it's crunch time for a few teams still in the hunt. With 3 more weeks to go, let's break down each team's path to the postseason. Before we begin, I want to say that I'm trying to build a cool place for you guys to get the latest on all things football. So if you like what you see, you should subscribe. I make good stuff, and also my subscriber to non-subscriber view ratio keeps me up at night. Up first, let's break down the AFC. And sorry to start off with bad news, but if you see your team here, your hopes of watching them in the playoffs is officially over. The only real surprise here being the Jets. Preseason, these guys were handpicked by some NFL analysts to win the AFC East, but that didn't seem to pan out, did it? On the other hand, if you see your team here, then congrats, you did it. Special shout out to the Chiefs fans among us, as you have the best chance of grabbing the #1 seed, which comes with a first round bye. Back to those just looking for a playoff berth, the Baltimore Ravens are almost guaranteed to join the ranks of the teams here. The Ravens will need a win against Pittsburgh or losses from the Colts and the Dolphins this week to cash in their playoff spot. The Denver Broncos are also likely to see the postseason. They can clinch this week with a win against a division rival in the Chargers or losses from Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Miami. The Chargers are the next most likely, needing a win against the Broncos plus losses from Indianapolis and Miami. Safe to say this week's Thursday night football game will have some serious consequences. Now to my favorite, the teams who are in need of a miracle. The Colts first off need to win out. A win in each of the last 3 games plus the Chargers losing 2 of their last 3 games will have them finding a playoff spot thanks to their conference record advantage. The Bengals have it worse though, since he needs to win out and see the Broncos or Chargers lose all of their last 3 games. Plus they need the Dolphins and the Colts to lose 1 more game this season, which shouldn't be too hard. The final team to look at in the AFC needs the most to go their way. First off, they need to win out and the Colts to lose 1 more game. On top of both those things coming true, they need the Chargers to lose 2 or the Broncos to lose all 3. I personally think that final stipulation kills their odds, but we'll see. Now for the much more undecided NFC. First off, if you see your team here, it's over, pal. Time to start tanking for Shedeur Sanders or something. On the other side of the coin, if you see your team here, then congrats. You either bandwagoned a winner or your father indoctrinated you as a kid with a winning team. Either way, cool stuff, especially if you are a Lions or an Eagles fan, as they have the most likely path to becoming the #1 seed and securing the first round bye that comes with it. The Packers are the next most likely team to join this list. They're looking for a win against the Saints, but can also nab a spot with a loss from the Falcons and then a loss from either the Seahawks or the Rams. Next up are the Washington Commanders. The Commanders can clinch a playoff spot with a win over the Eagles this week, a Falcons loss, and then an additional loss from either the Rams or the Seahawks. For the Buccaneers, it's pretty simple. They lead their division with a 1-game buffer between them and the Falcons. Their last 3 opponents are all below 500 as well, so the Buccaneers just need to stay the course for their postseason spot. Falcons fans are hoping for the opposite. Their easiest path is to win out and then hope the Bucs lose 1 of their final games. The next 3 teams are all in the same division, which happens to be super close right now. Simply put, the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals all want to win out while watching their division rivals crumble. The 49ers, however, while still not ruled out mathematically, would need a miracle. Their only way in is to win the division. To do that, San Fran would have to win out. From there, they would need a historic crash out from one of their division rivals. The Cardinals need to lose or tie the Panthers and then turn around and beat the Rams. The Rams would need to lose to the Jets and the Cardinals. The Seahawks would need to lose to the Vikings and the Bears. Then finally, of all things, they would need to watch the Seahawks and the Rams tie in Week 18. All that in order to see the 49ers in the playoffs this year. While they have a similar chance of making the playoffs percentage-wise, the New Orleans Saints have a much more straightforward path. They just need to win out and have the Buccaneers and the Falcons lose out. This would win them the division with a losing record. There's still one team left to talk about who finds themselves in a very similar situation to the Saints. The Cowboys' win over the Panthers last week kept them alive, but things look bleak. You already know the deal. First things first, they're going to need to win out. Then they would need the Cardinals and Buccaneers to go exactly 1-2 in their final 3 games. Finally, they just need the Seahawks to go 1-2, ending their season with 9 wins, or have the Seahawks winning the NFC West while the Rams go 1-2 themselves to end in 9-8. At least they don't need Philly to lose out, because I don't see that happening. Well, that's every team's playoff hopes heading into Week 16 of the regular season. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and leave a like. I make all sorts of videos and shorts about everything you need to know going on in the league. Also, while you're down there, be sure to drop a comment and let me know if your team is or isn't making the cut.